Hey guys, welcome to another video. We are today waking up gunmetal. So, not familiar who gunmetal is if you're new. This is gunmetal 2018 ZL1 1LE. And she, for the most part, is stock. But it is time to make her wake up a little bit. So, right here, going bye-bye. Bye-bye suitcase. Happening today. So, I had a long, hard thought of what I was going to do as far as putting the exhaust on here. But, here's what we're doing. So that's right, putting on the CORSA. We are doing the valved NPP version of CORSA along with the X pipe, going all the way to the secondary cats. So follow me through this thing. We'll do it a little bit at a time. I'm going to go ahead and start laying out all the pipes to where you can actually see what it would look like underneath. And without further ado, let's get started. Right here is where the magic happens. So you can see the valve right there. You can see it inside there. So a flap that opens and closes whenever you actuate it back and forth. Small, big, and single in. So everything comes in here. And then of course, depending on which mode you're in, quiet, all get out. Yeah, of course, has got it figured out, man. So that's their technology, and yeah, you get it all put together. All right, looks like I've got everything pretty much kind of pieced together outside the car, so that way we can go ahead and get everything strapped up, you know, down here, test fitted. Did run into a small issue, and I'm going to show you. So after putting the connectors on to the X pipe, comes back here. That's the passenger side muffler there. And this is the driver's side muffler here. Well, the axle pipe, which is right here, when test fitting, which is why you should always do this before you install, is literally the same diameter as the entry right there, the female end on the muffler. So yes, you can see that's kind of crimped, but if you look at that one versus this one, that one is way more crimped, and that piece right there goes in both mufflers, no problem. So the mufflers are fine. This driver's side axle piece right here, or axle pipe right here, is just unfortunately going to be too big, and I kind of looked at it, you know, trying to see. Called customer service. They are very responsive, very on it. They are literally going in the back shelf right now to go grab another one, test fit one to make sure that it's exactly the way it should be, and they're going to next day it for me. So that's going to come in tomorrow, but we're going to go ahead and get everything lined up anyway, get it all test fitted. That right there, this little piece from here to here, no problem. We get everything hung up, and then we'll just go ahead and get this installed tomorrow when it comes in, and then do the first start tomorrow. But let's go ahead and get everything strapped up, get this godforsaken, nasty looking thing. Yeah, it's not that bad. But, you know, once you see what that looks like, and you see what this looks like next to each other, you're going to be dumbfounded. So, the crazy thing about this is literally from those exhaust tips right there all the way to the catalytic converters is one giant piece. They're welded together, and it's one piece. So I got to drop the entire thing, and from what everybody in every video I've seen, this thing weighs a crap ton. So got to drop it down, you know, get it out of there, and it's going to be one solid piece. It's going to sit right next to this one, so you can see the difference. All right, stay tuned. Okay guys, so I wanted to update you on actually getting the exhaust out of the car. So I'm going to be totally honest with you. We've got a lot done, and I'm just trying to catch you up on what we've actually finished on all this stuff. So this is the exhaust pulled out of the car. So as I would mentioned before, this is the suitcase that everyone likes to refer it to. Again, I've already got most of the exhaust already lined up on here, and I'm going to go over it here in just a minute. But I wanted to show you some of the things that differentiate this stock exhaust to the other one. So you can see the valves on this one, definitely in a different position considering to the other one. But, you know, same idea. So we'll still reuse those valve controllers that are from there. They're already on the ones that are on there. But one of the biggest things that a lot of people, you know, if you'll notice on the stock exhaust is this crimped part right here. I mean, look at this. Look at the difference on the size. And then, of course, it keeps on going through all the way over here. But this entire thing is one piece. Whenever you drop this, you drop the entire thing. And this is actually not everything. So as you can see right here, on these two pieces right here, I actually cut those. And the catalytic converters, the secondary cats, were like this long. But anyway, you have to cut it at a certain measurement, which I will get here in just a second. But you cut each side to exact length on the driver's side, passenger side, and then you reclamp it to this exhaust that's underneath here, which I'll show you here in just a minute. You know, and then you reuse that and attach it to the stock manifolds. So I will show you that here in just a sec. So guys, I wanted to get back to this and wanted to show you exactly what I was talking about cutting this. And it's going off the instructions right here on step 6 and step 7. As you can see right here, it says right here on the driver's side, you need to measure 2 7/8 from the underside of where the pipe welds are, which you can see the pipe welds where that ruler starts, right there, right against that cat. You measure to the rear, which comes over here, and then you cut as such. And then right here on step 7, which is on the passenger side, which is this pipe right here, you're going to measure 4 1/8 from the secondary catalytic converter back, make your mark, and then you'll cut. And that's what you'll cut is right here from the catalytic converter. Take your you know, pipe cutter or whatever it is that you use. I use a Sawzall with a hard metal blade, and I cut through it just like butter. And I just cut it right off there, and then I'm going to show you underneath there on those measurements what it will look like with the stock secondary cats on there, and then it butts up to this X-pipe system that you just get from CORSA. Alright, so now here we are underneath the car, and I kind of wanted to show you all the way up under here. So that is the stock manifold with the primary cat right there. This is where your secondary cat and your primary cat pretty much connect right here by these two bolts. One there and one right here. And pretty much when you drop this thing, you just disconnect those two bolts. And the secondary cat goes along with it, but this is what I was meaning by when you take your measurements. This is the passenger side, and then you clamp after you cut, you clamp the stock secondary cat to the X-pipe system right here. Same thing on this side. Whenever you do it, you're going to have your stock primary cat right there, the VO2. You're going to pretty much take that clamp right there, which is a 15 millimeter. These are 15 millimeters as well, right here. And you're going to loosen them up, and then you're going to take, just like the instructions said, from here, you measure from that weld right there at the back of the cat to the rear, and then you cut. And as you can see, this one is pretty short on the driver's side, and it marries up right there at that clamp, and then you just clamp it right to that secondary cat. All you do is just tighten that clamp right there once you're done after you marry them up, and this is what it'll look like. X-pipe, clamps all the way back. The axle back pipe's right there. So right here, this is where the exhaust tips are at. And like I was telling you about those 15 millimeter bolts, there's one there, there's one over there. Sorry, there's one there, there's actually one higher up in there. That's actually the exhaust hanger right there for this pipe. But anyway, the plastic is still on the tips. Once we've got everything lined up, that plastic will come off and we'll do the first cold start. But in its current state, you can kind of see how it's going to look, which is a little off from once that other pipe gets on there and you can kind of see, but give or take, that's going to be the position of where it's going to be. So that's one of the exhaust pipes. That's the one that doesn't fit. So that's the one that's coming in, and once it comes in, we'll reattach it. But right now I've got the jack holding up the exhaust pipe so it doesn't, you know, rest on the diffuser, but kind of setting it in place. But that's kind of what it'll look like when they're right next to each other, all lined up and connected.
2,000 years later.